Hi, my name is Wilman Ziada, and I'm a New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film, and I'm also a proud FENIX Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am thrilled to be speaking with the acclaimed artist, singer, songwriter, director. She does it all. Her name, Emmeline. For more on Emmeline, you can read more about her right below this video, but in the meantime, here is a sneak peek at the incredible talent of Emmeline.
See, you love me in the way I cry. Baby, come back to earth. Everybody here's a pretty lie, eating up all your words, slipping from my fingers into what it hinders. Gotta love me in the way I try. I wonder what it's worth. Everybody keeps on trying harder. It's harder to sleep. Every night I sit and wonder. I keep holding on to me. How do you want me? Want me crawling at your feet? Pour on your dirt. I'm 5 foot tall, 6 foot deep.
Well, hello, Emmeline. How are you?
Hi, I'm amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I am so excited to meet you because this past week I have been deep diving into you and your amazing talent. And the audience just got a little sneak peek of your amazing talent. And I want to first dive in. Where are you coming from today? Are you in California?
I'm in Los Angeles. Yeah, I'm in West Hollywood.
I love it. Did you grow up there? Where did you grow up?
No, I grew up in Rhode Island, so I'm from the East Coast. I always thought I was gonna end up in New York and then spontaneously moved here and like fell in love and haven't left.
Well, I know you have a theatrical background, and I want to dive into that because I want to know when you realized as a little girl that you had a love of the theatrics and music and also creating.
Forever. I truly I love theater. It's my heart and soul, and I'm so lucky that my mom allowed me. She would like take me to New York for auditions back and forth like early mornings, and from Rhode Island. And yeah, so I grew up. I got my equity card at like 17, and I just sort of I thought I would full force do that, and then I realized that I could sort of create my own story through music and like infuse all these different things that I loved. And that's sort of what I'm trying to do.
Well, trying, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you're succeeding. As the audience saw the first, minute clip of 6 Foot Deep, you truly created a theatrical piece where you not only wrote it, you directed it, and you starred as all the characters. You were giving me a full-on theater piece. And I love the fact that you have taken your craft as an actress, but as an artist and a creator of your own destiny, and just did the thing and put it out there. I want to know how the idea of that song and also the visual concept of it came about for you.
I love that. When I write music, I often like think in music video. I always just like am like 5 steps ahead of like when I'm actually like I'll be in the middle of writing a song with like 3 people and I'll be like, okay, but do you guys see the ocean in this? And they'll be like, what are you talking about? And I'm just like, I'm already directing like in my head. I have
I'm vibing
while
with you
I'm
right
writing
now.
a song. I
I'm
have like
vibing with
a
you.
file.
I love that. I'm vibing with you right now because I'm like the same way when I'm working with a writer on a theater piece. I'm already like, well, this is when Upstage left. This elegant street lamp comes in. They're like, Will, can we finish? So I get it. You're doing it all, and I interrupted. Emmeline, continue.
I don't know if you have ADD, but I definitely like I have ADD. So yeah, I think that's a superpower. Yeah, it really is. I think that's a very like ADD thing, which I used to sort of be afraid of, and I used to shy away from, and now I realize that it's fully my superpower, and like why would I not want to like
you know, Emmeline, even you just saying that, I think, you know, and to dive back into 6 Foot Deep, you obviously commit life or death stakes to your art. You do it as in this case, you do it as an actress, you do it as a singer, a songwriter, basically a screenwriter, even though there might not be any, it's the concept, directing, you're your own DP, I'm sure. And I love the fact that you have found a way to unapologetically showcase everything you do, because you do everything, and you do it so beautifully with 6 Foot Deep. And I want to know, not only with the song, but also again, just the visual is unbelievable.
Thank you so much. This project was so special to me. It's probably the most personal piece of art I've ever put out into the world. And I was really excited to sort of create a multi-dimension to it, because the song was sort of about my experience feeling a bit like dehumanized as a woman in the industry, and like I kind of like wasn't sure if I was being called in for things because I was a good writer or because like someone was interested in me. And it got to the point where I just felt so dehumanized. I wrote this song and so the song is kind of really sad for that like perspective of it. And I'm a very like ironic writer, and I think in a lot of my lyrics I kind of wanted to make sure that it's like, even though I'm like depressed right now, I still am aware that like you are the problem. And I wanted to make sure that bled into the verses where I'm like, you're like, okay, does it feel good to be so tall? I know you like the view, like I know I'm fucking hot, like you just suck.
Yeah, but I also love how self-effacing, again, you have this beautiful dichotomy, and especially with 6 Foot Deep, and you know, the fact that you're able to traverse that line of singing about a very serious topic, but it's done with this kind of beautiful, delicate self-effacement, but also self-empowerment.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm all about like empowering women, especially empowering other queer people. Like that's my, like, if I can do that, that's amazing. But honestly, like I wasn't even thinking about doing that during this song because I was in such a like dark personal place. And then when I put it out, I realized the impact, and that was like so rewarding. But yeah, no, this song is just like, it was really like, I don't know, emotional for me to put out. And then when I wanted to do sort of a second layer of the video like was such a spontaneous thing. I wanted it to be super simple in the beginning.
I was gonna say, like, did you storyboard this before you actually shot it and everything?
Definitely. Yeah,
I was gonna say, but it was a lot more. It was a lot more simple at the beginning.
Yeah, in the beginning, I sort of wanted to, like, my original vision for this was, I knew I wanted to start like in a bedroom, because I sort of like wrote it like I just wanted to like give myself a hug in my bed. Like that's all I felt when I made it. But yeah, I just wanted like this, I love using like camera angles to show like power dynamics. So I really wanted to show like the looking down lens on the woman and then the looking up on the man, and have it be sort of a back and forth.
So
and
powerful,
like,
by the way.
See that? Like, I've never like, I don't know. I think music videos are such an interesting space to become creative in a deeper way, because there's no rules. And like, lots of people just kind of, I don't know, do like a few locations, but I was like, I love being a director. I love that. And I, you know, as someone who wants to become a full-fledged artist, I think it's my, you know, it's such an opportunity to just make your song have all these dimensions that, you know, it's so fun. I had so much fun doing this. And, you know, I have like a 4-person, like all queer, like 4-person crew. Like I literally don't have a single man in sight when I make my videos. And I just really it was hard to do that because, you know, it's like freaking like whatever small percent of this industry is women. Yeah. So I had to like really like search for that, but it was important for me in the beginning just because this song was so personal. I was like, I just want people there who like understand where I'm coming from.
Yes.
And will like you know, because I think that really bleeds through a lens. And you know, if I'm like there being sexy, like I was doing that like ironically, if that makes sense.
Oh, you can see, and again, what I also loved what you did so elegantly and beautifully is that literally one of the first things you see in lettering is directed by Emmeline. That there is like, there's already an ownership. There was nothing about song written by, starring. It was directed by Emmeline, and I was like, we know who's in control right away. You set the terms, but also Emmeline, what I love so much is that you walk the walk. You have a beautiful tribe of queer artists, women, right? Who
women and non-binary people in my crew.
Like, how amazing is that? And again, already trailblazing. I want to now deep dive into a little bit about your song Animal. Amazing. I mean, how did that come about for you? And yeah.
This one is funny. I freestyled this song in my friend Oscar's room. I made 6 Foot Deep also with my friend Oscar. And he's like one of my best friends in the world. But I just literally hopped on the mic, sort of like screamed the chorus after having like 2 beers. I was like a little bit tipsy and I was like, oh, I'm angry. Like it just came out. And then I was like, oh my God, I have not thought about this guy in so long, but this song is about my 8th grade boyfriend.
You had some trauma. You had some trauma from 8th grade that needed to be released, and the 2 beers helped it to come out.
Yes. And then I actually like reconnect. I didn't think I would ever see this guy again in my life.
Right.
And then over quarantine, we were both on like quarantine like walks, and like we ran into each other, and I was like, and we like became very good friends, and I like kind of, it was like we like healed this trauma. It was like a coming of age story, and now I have like more sequel like about this guy that was literally my 8th grade boyfriend, and now like my friend who knows that this song has just come out.
Wait, that is amazing. And also, we are going to get a little sneak peek right now from you of the music video of Animal, and we're gonna play it right now.
I wanna be the words you lost. I'm the coffee sitting in your pot. And I wish that I could sting you, leave a mark that you can't undo. I wanna be the words you lost. You keep feeling yourself like you're better than everyone else. You're taking over my life. I can't feel anything else now. If you're gonna leave, then you can tell them all. Rip my heart to shreds like you're an animal. If you're gonna leave, then you can tell them all. Rip my heart to shreds like you're an animal. I never had to sacrifice when all I have ever been is nice, nice, nice to you. Or maybe that's where I fucked up. And I wish that I could sting you, leave a mark that you can't undo. Oh, and there's nothing left to say. You keep feeling yourself like you're better than everyone else. You're taking over my life. I can't feel anything now. If you're gonna leave, then you can tell them all. Rip my heart to shreds like you're an animal. If you're gonna leave, then you can tell them all. Rip my heart to shreds like you're an animal. Animal, animal. If you're gonna leave me and go tell them all. Animal, animal. If you're gonna leave me and go tell them all. If you're gonna leave me, animal. If you're gonna leave me and go tell them all. If you're gonna leave me, animal. If you're gonna leave me and go tell them all. Rip my heart to shreds like you're an animal. If you're gonna leave, then you can tell them all.
Oh, Emmeline, that's so unapologetic and provocative, and the whole imagery with the packing, which I assume is the packing of the relationship, that ownership of your heart at the end, kind of like that hugging of the heart, really evoked for me what you were talking about before with 6 Foot Deep, that whole notion that you wanted to begin in the bed with you hugging, you wanted to give yourself a hug. And going back to that video, I mean, it was shot, I mean, location wise, how did that whole vision come about, and where did you shoot?
So this is really random how it ended up happening. I work with, I'm not sure if you've heard of Thievery Corporation, but I work with them in a side project called Garza. And we went up to San Francisco to do a shoot, and we all got COVID tested. And the guy who gave me a COVID test was telling me about his house, which is the Westerfeld Mansion, which is a pretty infamous mansion, one of the most like haunted locations in San Francisco. And it definitely was, I can attest, because I'm very sensitive to like spirits and stuff. But yeah, so like it's known as like the House of Legends, and like Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan, lived there with his pet like lions or tigers, and there's like all these like scratches in the walls, satanic etches. I got to stay in, Janis Joplin used to like stay there, and I got to stay in her room.
Did you feel
Jimi
her?
Hendrix.
Was she there? Were they there? Did you feel their spirits?
I definitely felt like very intense energy. In her room, it was like calmer. And then I knew for a fact that I like felt something behind me in this one room, and I asked the guy who lived there if anything like has happened in this room, and he was like, actually, like when Ghost Hunters, that's so funny, Ghost Hunters came, they were like, this is the room that they felt something in, they like focused on it, and it's crazy because someone was shot right here because it used to be the Russian embassy, and there's like a speakeasy underneath, and I was like, oh, okay. So it was like the perfect place to bring my like haunted song to life. It was like I felt like I was in a dollhouse, and we were just like running up these there's literally like a tower. And I think on top of it, it was one of the first places where like they tested radio signal, because it was one of the tallest like in America. It was one of like the tallest buildings. It was just like, it was like the history was just like deep, and I felt so honored to be like, it just made me feel like larger than life, because I was like, oh, like I believe in myself. Obviously, I wouldn't still be here if I wasn't doing this, but it just made me feel like I was a part of something really significant, because so many of my like inspirations had experiences there. And
but Emmeline, not to interrupt, but of course this all came about for you so easily, because it's a vibration. It's a vibration you put out there, and I'm a firm believer in vibrations and spirituality, and when you put good out there, it comes back. So of course you landed on this gem of, and I love the way that you just described it as almost your dollhouse that you could be in. And what I'm so excited about for you in joining FENIX is that your art in its art as a storyteller, your art as a storyteller is transcendent, and is transcendent of language and creed and background and heritage and location. So I'm so excited for not only, the world through FENIX to see your amazing talent, but just to continue to follow you, because I mean, your music, your acting, your writing, I see films, I see TV shows. I mean, I'm looking at a hashtag badass boss lady.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I'm sorry I'm not sorry.
Yeah.
You are fantastic. And I'm so grateful to have spoken with you today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor, really.
In the digital age, artists and bands struggle to make a living. In fact, only a small number of artists can live off their craft. For the 98% of artists that don't have the luxury of being signed to a label, it's tough. But artists deserve to live off their art. Wherever you are around the world, appreciation of music does not change. FENIX brings bands and their fans together, whilst allowing bands to properly monetize their passion. The FENIX app will directly connect bands and fans with no need for middlemen. We're utilizing the blockchain to give the power back to the artist once and for all. Join FENIX, join the change.